So obviously it's the next day and we're not going outside, which I have to end the video and then redo another one because, like I said, I can't flip my camera. I don't have an actual camera. I have my phone and I'm not using it on my apps. Don't mind my windows, but it sounds like we open the door. Crappy out. I didn't get to finish yesterday, the update, and I'm trying to do it now. You know, he's on laptop, so I might get bothered a couple times, but that's fine. I got McDonald's, I got Dunkin', and I put my drink in the fridge, and ice somehow melted still, and it just tastes like crap. So I'm just drinking my Intro Plus now, which is so delicious. I was drinking this even back in high school. So, but I left off on the medications because, like I said yesterday, that I wanted to eat, and if I was able to finish the rest, I would. But he didn't take a nap, so I didn't get a chance. But anyways, let's get this over with. So, general health, which is the vitals in my history. So, everything is looking good. Let's see. Everything's looking good. I have a history of having high and low blood pressure. I've never had it until when I was pregnant with my son is when I first noticed it. Coco. And nothing was said to me. I guess it wasn't like dangerously high, but I was told that whenever I went in for my appointments that it was high sometimes, but again, it wasn't like, I guess, like considered concerning or whatever. But I'm also thinking that maybe it's just because, you know, going to the doctors, and who likes going into the doctors, you know? It's like that white coat syndrome, even as adults. But I've been asking, except for the last few times, because it's always been, you know, cleared. But I was like, you know, is everything okay? And they said that my blood pressure was completely normal, and I told them why I kept asking just because I was getting annoying, especially because last time I went to the hospital when I hurt my arm back, like in the winter, they checked my blood pressure. It may be because I was getting excited and I was talking to the nurse and I was like laughing, but it was like really high, like really high, to where they probably should have kept me in there. But then they did it again and it went down. I mean, it was high, but it wasn't anywhere near as it was in the beginning. So I'm just thinking that maybe I was just like nervous and also like getting excited. But everything's fine with that. My weight gain, and also I have high blood pressure runs in my family as well, so I have to like always check that too. My sister has issues sometimes with weight gain and weight loss. So back as pregnant with my son, I gave birth a month early, and I gained, I think I was 123 pounds, so I don't know how much I would have, you know, went up to if I went to the full like 40 or over if you're like late. But this one so far, I had my Intro Plus, and also there were times when I had like really good appetite and I was gaining weight, but it was slow, but it still was good. Like I was gaining weight. And of course you have like, you know, the baby and everything surrounding the baby, so that also plays a factor in the weight gain. But I did go to, I think it was like 95 or 96 pounds, and I think I lost a pound or a couple ounces, but it wasn't anything like crazy to where my doctor would have been like, you know, let's do blood work to make sure everything's fine, because obviously it was okay. I mean, if it was anything concerning, they would have said something. But Coco, really? Is Coco funny? And tell you, kids and fur kids keep life interesting. Be careful, please. 1 second. I'm telling you guys that it's like, whether it's kids or, you know, like kids, like whether it's fur kids or, you know, actual kids or your significant others, it's always like when you're doing something is when, you know, you're needed or you need to like do, you know, eye on. Sorry, that didn't make sense what I just said. I was just trying to watch him at the same time, but it's like you have to have a strict eye, you know. So he's watching his Flippy. I'm trying to finish this up, but like I said, the weight gain, weight loss wasn't anything bad, and last time I got my weight checked, I was like 99. I think it was at 99.4, and then I went to 99.6, just because I'm back and forth with my appetite. But also, last time I drank these was in the beginning of my pregnancy, but nothing major whatsoever. And according to my anatomy scan, with the baby and everything included in the baby, with the baby surrounding it, we are now officially 1 pound. So that's perfect. Everything's looking healthy and everything's looking good. So blessed and grateful for that, as always. My son is a spider monkey. What are you doing? I have things getting ready to go into storage, and he's like trying to play in the boxes and step in the boxes. Okay, so the body changes now. If you have been sticking around, I appreciate you, because I know that these can be long and boring. So I'm not someone that's been doing this for so long to where I know how to keep it like jazzy and fun. But anyways, you're silly. So the body changes. I do feel a little wider on my hips, my upper thighs, like when you go like from your knee up, I just feel like somehow I got like a little thicker. I don't know how to like really explain it. It's more like you have to be like in my body to understand what I'm saying. So I'm doing my best to explain it / describe. And my fiance's like, your butt's big, and I'm like, no, like thank you for trying to make me laugh and smile. I'm like, but no, like, that's a dream come true, but no. Certain clothing may reveal it to be like that, but no. I mean, his mom was like trying to say that my butt got rounder, and I'm like, no, like thank you, but no. So the only thing is though that I have noticed too that has changed in my body is, besides my stomach growing, is my chest. My good friend of mine has noticed too. She's like, your chest got bigger. I'm like, girl, I know. Like, I can't fit into anything, but I don't want to go for a bra fitting. I'm just wearing, I either do regular bras, which are uncomfortable, or I do like my sports bras. Excuse me 1 second. Hello. I got one over here, I got one over there. Coco's over there digging in my bed. But I have looked at Target for what is it? Like maternity bras, and there are some good deals out there. I'm not someone that will just go out and, you know, just go browse around and shop and whatever. Like if I go out, it's more because I'm just like getting like, you know, stuff that I actually need. I'm not someone that loves to shop for clothes. Like I could shop for anybody else, but when it comes to me, no, because I am so picky and so particular, so specific, and because my body type, like my body figure, it's so frustrating to like find clothes that are gonna fit me or feel good on me, you know. But let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about body changes that I can say that I'm feeling right now, while also watching Spider Monkey over here. I honestly can't think of anything besides, like, I've always had like redness and freckles, but I feel like I've gotten, I don't know if you're probably not gonna be able to see it on camera, but like when I'm looking at myself in the camera or in my bathroom mirror or whatever, I feel like I have like these little red dots, and there's like none over here, and I've never experienced it. Well, look, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. Here, you know, I'm gonna turn my brightness up. Well, that really didn't do much, did it? Yeah, I don't know if you can able to see what I'm talking about, but maybe I'll insert a picture and see if there's anything, unless I'm just going crazy. But, okay, so sleeping and insomnia, back when I was pregnant with him, my insomnia did get worse in my 3rd trimester. There were times when his dad would get up for work at like 5 or 6, and I literally was just falling asleep. I would just lay there, watch TV until like I got tired. I used to as a kid, and I couldn't. I don't even think I had, you know, actually that's a separate category from what I was about to say. But right now it's good. I'll stay up until 12 or 1, which I know is like late or whatever, and then I also will get tired in these days when I have energy, but it's also because it's my time to watch, you know, TV, and if it's something scary that I don't want him to see or hear, then I'll wait until he falls asleep. But if anything, I don't have trouble falling asleep like as much as I used to, but if anything, don't judge me, we all have our ways. I will go onto YouTube and look up Chelsea, for short for Chelsea, ASMR, and her videos are for people that, you know, have a hard time sleeping. It's like back scratching, massages, playing with your hair, just like these things that I would just like sit there and watch, and then I would just start drifting off. I've actually dozed off with my AirPods in my ears for like 2 hours. I woke up at 4 in the morning and realized it. And there's times when I'm like trying to keep awake, because I'm like, God, like I can only imagine how I feel right now if I was the client sitting in that chair or whatever, or lounging out and just being like worked on, you know? So my fiance is like, oh my God, you're weird, but I'm like, okay, and no one's, you know, perfect. Like, no one's perfect, no one's normal, like, no. So I haven't experienced anything crazy yet. Headaches, so I can see without glasses. I don't wear contacts, I wear glasses. My eye strength, the prescription isn't as bad as my fiance's. Like, he needs to wear contacts, or otherwise he cannot drive, he cannot do anything, he cannot see. You have to, I kid you not, he's like right here for you to see him. Like, I've seen him try cooking before, and it was ridiculous. So, like, ridiculous how close he had to be. But I get headaches if I'm stressing out a lot, if I haven't ate anything, or if I'm dehydrated, or if I'm tired, or I haven't been wearing my glasses, you know, a lot. I should be wearing them, but I wear them for, you know, to prevent headaches, because that's the whole reason. Like, besides like nighttime driving and long distance, I started wearing glasses when I was 19, because I would wake up every morning with a headache, and I had to like cover my face even with like a pillow. So, and also one eye muscle gets more tired than the other one throughout the day, according to what my former doctor had told me about that. But to be honest, it's been a couple weeks since I had a headache. I tried to do things to avoid it, and I'm not someone to run to medicine for it. Meaning, like, I could take Tylenol or ibuprofen or Excedrin, and I just don't do it unless, like, it does not go away, and I'll take one capsule. If it doesn't go away, I'll take another one, you know? So, anyways, sickness. I only get motion sickness. Alright, I'm gonna try and finish this as quick as I possibly can. But I think I left off on the what I would fall asleep to. But yeah, it's Chelsea ASMR. It's just like really relaxing. Like, you just start dozing off, and like I'll just sit there and like think like, oh, I wish I was having this. I wish I was feeling this. It's just, I don't know. It puts you to like relax mode. So it's like just having a sensation. Also, I don't remember why. Oh yeah, I had to take off my my curtain because someone decided to start going after it. But anyways, so the where is it? Oh, I already did that, and then I said a headaches. Okay, I'm sorry for that. And then the sickness, I get motion sickness if I'm passenger, which I asked my doctor if I could take over-the-counter medicine, and yes, sure, it might be just over the counter, and sure, other people can be like, you know, oh yeah, my doctor said it's okay for me to do it, so you can do it. Well, you know, I understand what your doctor said, but like, I'm just not that type of person because everyone is different with, you know, with their pregnancies. If you're on any other medications, like no one's gonna come out and just be like, oh, I'm on like, you know, this medication for this, this for this, this for this. So everyone's different. Everyone's, you know, body is different. So I rather make sure I check in with a professional, like a medical professional, before I just take someone's, you know, advice or whatever. So the motion sickness, because I have anxiety with driving. I drive places that I'm familiar with. So like certain parts of New York I'm familiar with. Like Staten Island I can do. Just going to like my dad's, it's fine. It's just because I'm used to doing that. Certain parts like where I live, like in Jersey, are fine. But it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, you don't have to be the one to be driving like, you don't have to be the one to cause an accident. It could be other people. So I rather put myself through torture and make myself sick. But I've only really had that a couple times. The medicine didn't work, and then the last couple times it did work with chewing gum too before, and you know, going there and coming back. I didn't know if maybe because I was taking it too soon, so I would give it like an hour, a little bit more than an hour, and then take it. But it's like I'm afraid, like I don't like busy roads. I don't like having to merge. I don't like it when it's too crazy. Like New York City, I'm not going to even bother driving. That's just not going to happen. I'll try to drive, but I have really bad anxiety, and I'm just always thinking the worst. But with sickness though, the only things that I felt was just, it wasn't really sickness. I don't know how to explain it. It's more like I had to give my body a break. A couple times, like early on in the pregnancy, I would just sit there and just be like, ugh, I gotta like lay down. But like I wouldn't feel nausea though. I don't know how to explain it. I did though, however, I did get sick. I remember when I was pregnant with my son that I got sick, but it was just like clear saliva. That's all I like got sick with. This time though, I had a Pop-Tart. I had a s'mores Pop-Tart. Never had a problem with it all my life. And I can still have it and I'm fine. It's just that one specific moment for some reason, like it was just not, like the baby didn't want it. So I think I was maybe like, how far along was I? I don't remember if it was before 12 weeks or in 12 weeks or like a couple, I don't know, but like a couple over, but I just had it and then I didn't even finish Pop-Tart and I just started feeling weird. And then I was laying on my back, laying on my side, just trying to like wait for it to lay off. And I was just like, okay, like if you're gonna get sick, you know? Like I hate the feeling of it just sitting there and you're just feeling it in your head. Like it's worse when I'm in a car because I feel it on my head and I'm like, oh crap, and I get really warm out of nowhere and it just like rises. Like the temperature of my body rises and then I'm like, where's there a bag if I can't just like pull over really quick? But I didn't have that feeling and then all of a sudden last minute I just felt that warmth and I'm like, oh god, ran to the bathroom, got sick. But thankfully I have been blessed to where I did not experience having like sickness throughout the whole day, throughout the whole certain trimesters or just in the mornings and getting really bad. I know that there are people that have it worse than me, and I feel so incredibly bad when they tell me their stories, because I mean, obviously, you know, we're carrying blessings, but it's just certain side effects aren't pretty. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's worth it. It's for a good cause. And then, you know, when you have your baby, it's like, okay, like, I know, like, your body changes. Like, you know, you're going through pregnancy, you're roofing a baby, you're taking care of a baby, and you know, it's again worth it at the end of the day. Past and current questions for the doctor. So I've only had questions about, you know, the cold cuts and medicines, and then another thing is so I had tightness on my lower stomach, so I did bring that to his attention. That was another category, but that just ties right in to that. So I had never experienced tightness before. The only thing I've ever felt, and I don't know if it was like just my son stretching when I was pregnant with him, or if it was Braxton Hicks contractions. So I started getting it at like 30 something weeks. It was like early on 30 weeks or 30 something weeks, because I gave birth at 35 and 5. My water broke at 35 and 3. So I've only, like, with my son, when I started feeling him, I just felt like little butterflies, like, just like my lower left abdomen, I can't say that word right for the life of me, but I would just feel little flutters and just like little like pokes, like, hi, I'm here. So I remember the first time I felt that, and I was like, oh my god. But this time I was feeling like little like butterfly movements, and just like little taps or whatever, just like saying hi, or I'm moving around or whatever. But then I would get like this rock hard sensation, to where like when I had my feelings with him, and I was just like later on in the pregnancy, my tummy would get so tight that you would be able to see where the baby was laying. You couldn't tell like if it was a head or a butt. You just see like exactly where he was positioned in my stomach, because my stomach would just tighten up. Now, and my son's currently using my foot and trying to push off, just so he, like, I don't know, whenever my foot's down, he likes to push on my foot just so he can like wrap around like a spider monkey. But sorry, I had a notification. But I am experiencing the tightness of like a ball. Wait 1 second. Sorry, my son likes to lay down next to me, and he likes to cuddle, but right now he's on a laptop, so he's not like trying to cuddle. And excuse me if you heard that. Are we gonna like, there we go, clear up. So really, so anyways, thank you. You want my blankie on? Alright, hold on 1 second again. I'm laying down right now. So the feeling that I was talking about is the tightness. So with it's like a tight like ball basically, and you just feel it on one side of the stomach, and one side would get really tight. But like my stomach would like, you know, disfigure a little bit, but not majorly like it was with him, because again, I was further along, so you're able to see like a longer length. Right now it's just like a ball, because even though I'm 22 weeks, still the baby is, you know, small. Like it's bigger than, you know, my palm, but still really small. I forgot, I think it was like a banana or like an anchive. One of my apps was trying to say like the size of like a fruit or vegetable, like trying to compare it to, you know, the baby, just to let you know. But my doctor, you know, he did check. He goes, you know, let me just make sure it has nothing to do with like, you know, the cervix or yes, like uterus or whatever. But he checked and he was like, no, because everything's fine. So I told him, I said, yes, I just didn't know if it was that, or if I'm just like having different feelings, being that it's my second baby, but my third pregnancy, and everything could be different with each pregnancy. But he did check, and it's just a baby. I told him it again. I said, yes, I'm just having the feelings again still. And then he goes, yeah, he goes, sometimes, like, when they're turning, it can do that. Or they like to go into, like, this little, like, ball. So that's what the tightness feeling is. Which makes sense. I mean, it wasn't hurting me or anything. I was just like, oh, okay. Like I feel tight, but, like, right now. So it wasn't anything, like, concerning. But I just wanted to bring it up to him just in case. He likes to pull my arm so that way he can lay on me. Honey, this one doesn't skip. Look, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Feeling of gas bubbles. I had some of them in, like, okay, so for the gas bubbles, also, if I look a little red or glossy, I just yawned. I almost dozed off before, and I was rubbing his head. He's still watching his YouTube. He's gonna fight his nap, or he just, like, he'll fight it and fall asleep, or he just won't take a nap. But it's crappy out, and it feels like the day to just chill and watch movies, whatever. It's also the first day of fall of September 2023. But anyways, the tightness feels of gas bubbles. So it would happen right under the rib cage and right where the stomach begins. It happened a few times this past week. I would go into, like, as, I guess, I don't know if I would say birth position, because I wouldn't be, like, straight V. I would just pick up my legs, bend them, and just, like, go forward, like, try and push it out. But I would either burp or fart. I don't care what people say or think. I'm human, and it happens to all of us. I'm not going to try here and act. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, no, I don't fart, gross, whatever. It's just, that's life. It's natural. Like my grandmother would say to me, it's better out than in. But it was just funny because sometimes, like, whoever would fart, like, his father would be like, who did that? Because it's, like, me, my son, and him, that you just never know who it was. And the dog is just silent but deadly. So it was just funny. But I would sit there and rub my stomach, try and get out. It would take a while, though. And it was uncomfortable. I would have to sit up to try and, like, get the burp out if I felt like it was stuck in there. It was so comfortable. It was, like, pressure and, like, a little bit of pain. Sorry, my son just, like, knocked into my arm. He wants my arm to go around him. He likes to cuddle. Stress level. I feel like I'm doing much better than I ever did, even when I was pregnant with him. I mean, things still annoy me, but I'm also at the point where I'm young, but I'm not, like, a teenager young, and I'm not 21 young. So it's, I'm just trying to think, like, yeah, sure, things will still piss me off, and there's times when, like, yeah, like, I'm gonna open my mouth. But it's also, like, I have enough to worry about, enough to, like, stress about, that sometimes things just aren't worth it. But I try to control it more now. Like I said, there's more important things out there, to worry about and stress over. But, I'm human. I'm allowed to have my own feelings and my own emotions. I'm allowed to, have my moods, and things just randomly get to me, whatever. Last one is dreams and nightmares. So I remember when I was pregnant with him, my bad dreams or nightmares, they would come. And it would just be very uncomfortable. And then I think I've had a couple of, like, uneasy dreams in his pregnancy. And there's been times when I woke up, and, I mean, I feel bad for, like, the littles, because they wake up and are, like, crying or whatever. We have to explain to them it's not real. It's just a dream. When we're in that deep sleep, it's just, our minds are, going a mile a minute. And sometimes it's just, like, the imagination, and it's not something you want to think of, but you can't control it because you're, in your sleep. But I wake up, and there's times when I'm, scared as anything too, and I'm an adult. But I would wake up and, hold on a second. Sorry about that. I would wake up and then I'm like, okay, I'm home, I'm in my bed, I'm awake. This is just a dream, or it's just a nightmare or a bad dream, whatever. It's not real. So it's like reassuring that like I'm up and whatever I was dreaming about is not real. And there's been times when it was like more like, okay, I don't like these dreams, but it's like whether I'm going into water or if I'm falling or whatever, I can't stand those dreams. I'm not someone that, would just dive into a pool. I don't jump into the pool either. That's just me. And falling, it's like, I feel like it's actually happening. And it's just so uncomfortable. I wake up and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I jump, There's been times when I've had, like, I don't know, it's like, how you have, like, those shakes sometimes? Like, my boyfriend had it, too. Like, he would just be, like, I don't know if it's, like, your body was just drifting off and you, like, and, like, scared you and actually woke you up or whatever. I don't know. But I've had times when I've had, like, upsetting dreams and where I was crying in my dream and then I would wake up and, like, when you're crying in your stomach, you're, like, like, it's just your stomach gets real tight. That's what I would wake up and feel like I was doing even in my pregnancy. And I'm like, oh my God. And then there's been times when I woke up and I feel like I was breathing again. So I felt like as if like I stopped breathing for like a moment in my dreams. I don't know. But I can't remember any like really bad dreams I've had so far. I just remember the feelings I've had. If that makes sense. I don't know. But also another thing is with my anatomy scan. I mean, I could just do another video for that, but my anatomy scan. Okay, I know. 1 second. Last one, this video is probably gonna be so long, and now I'm like starting to think like I should have done like part 2 and part 3. But anyways, so my anatomy scan. I don't know if I said it already. So the tech from the other office told me that my doctor will talk to me, about the results or whatever. But the next time I see him, I've thought about calling and just like making sure that everything's okay. But I feel like if it was something that was like really concerning, I mean, I don't know how long it takes for them to get the results, but I feel like if it was something really concerning that they didn't want to wait until they saw me in person, they obviously would have contacted me, whether it was through a phone call or email or whatever, that they would have done so. So I'll find out then. But I mean, she told me that everything looked good, but obviously she wasn't like a doctor, so it's not like she could tell me things like in detail, or if she was even if she had the clearance to do so, But anyways, the one thing she did tell me was that so my doctor does cervical checkings every 2 weeks just to make sure, because I'm on progesterone, but just make sure that everything's looking fine and my cervix is longer than normal, which he was happy about. And I'm like, oh, thank God, because with the holidays and milestones, it's gonna be crazy if my water broke around then. It'd be absolutely insane. I don't know how I would even do that. So trying to make sure I stay near my due date or after. But it is looking good with that. Because it was in the notes, she did tell me, she goes, because this is in the notes, I'm just going to do a cervical check, especially because, I'm there, so why not? And she was, everything's looking fine. She pushed on my lower abdomen just to make sure that if there was, like, if pressure is being applied, that it's still fine and nothing else is happening and everything's a-okay. She's like, you do have, like, I think cervical leakage or whatever. She goes, but that's totally normal. She goes, it's very common. So I was fine with that. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's probably what it is. And I've had it with him, and I think I've had it throughout my life, which is just like, the vaginal discharge. And it's, it's like the vagina's way of cleaning itself out, So it's like, it makes you feel like you're dirty, but you're not. And, you could wear panty liners. I've had it with him, with my son the whole time. I'm having it, to this day. It's just, you know, what your body does. But it's perfectly normal. So to anyone out there who is experiencing it, I mean, of course, I would recommend checking in with your doctor just to make sure. I'm not going to tell you that you're fine, but if I'm fine, you're probably fine. But like, I don't want to tell you it, but at the same time, like, it's like you probably are. But always, like, I'm not going to sit here and act like a doctor and like confirm that. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's just my experience and my symptoms, and if you are having it, then just make sure that it is normal. But like, as long as like not like anything crazy coloring, then yeah, you're good. But just double check. So anyways, I'm gonna finally drink this, and then I'm gonna probably eat the donut. I ordered Dunkin' and they didn't give me the right donut, so I guess it's hard doing this now. But it's just when you have no car, you do whatever you can, like when you share a car. So freaking frustrating. This is why I go to Dunkin' now, because I feel like they read it, but it like goes right past their head. So it's frustrating because like you're purchasing your items, you know. So at least you get DoorDash credits. So anyways, thank you for sticking with me throughout this whole entire video, if you made it this far yet. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, or you could also contact me on my social media. I believe I have my Instagram on here. I don't know if I had to do any updates. I had to go through my my basic information. But if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up to hopefully help my channel out. I'm still growing. Still growing. That's fine. I just always feel like I'm being so lame and boring, so I'm not like these professionals that know how to keep it fun. And also, please subscribe if you have not. And happy fall. To those of you who love your pumpkin spice and cold weather and cardigans and boots and scarves and all that fun stuff. Let me tell you, I like it when it's not too cold and not too warm, but I definitely cannot stand under boob sweat. I can't stand it. And I do not put deodorant underneath there because I just feel even gross. But like, it's weird. You're supposed to like moisturize, and I feel like when I put lotion on it, I just feel so dirty. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. All of our own preferences. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a safe and wonderful day. Bye.